everyone, welcome to AMC Movie Talk for movie fans. I'm your host, Ashley Mova, and this is the daily show where we give you all the latest news from the world of movies, plus insight into what it all means. Joining us as always is AMC Movie News Editor-in-Chief, John Campea.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the show, coming to you live from our digs here at the Stream.TV studios in Hollywood, California. We are so glad you decided to make us a part of your day.
And we've also got AMC Movie News Production Manager, Dennis Zen.
I feel like I haven't been here in a while.
You've been sick.
Yeah, I've been sick. I'm not 100% yet, but yeah, it's been a week. But it feels like forever, I guess, in internet land.
We're glad to have you back.
Thanks.
Also at the table is writer-director John Schnepp.
Hey, just don't breathe too close to me, Dennis. He's still sick. He was like, hey, playing Little Death Star. Hey, hey, is what he was just doing. I was like, hey, man, ease up with the sickness. I'm just kidding.
Wonder Twins powers activate. Popular New York comic shop, Midtown Comics, received a mysterious poster from Warner Brothers yesterday that has everyone buzzing. The poster, which you can see here, is of a supposed Wonder Twins movie set for release in 2014, starring Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. The Wonder Twins, Jaina and Zan, made their first appearance in 1977's the all-new Super Friends Hour as super-powered siblings by touching one another and saying, "Wonder Twins powers activate!" Jaina has the ability to turn into any animal, while Zan can physically become any form of water. John, are we about to see a Wonder Twins movie in 2014?
First of all, I always thought Zan got the short end of the stick. I used to watch this cartoon when I was a little kid. It's like, she'd be like, form of, you know, Hulk Abominable Snowman, and she turned this huge ferocious creature, and Zan be like, form of a cup of water. Right. And like their little bird or whatever would carry him along as a cup of water.
Plus, it never made sense. That bothered me too. I'd be like, bucket of water. Where'd that bucket come from, yo? Like, is that part of, are you part of that bucket now too? Wouldn't you be form of a bucket and water?
He always got such the short end of the stick. Okay, so are we going to see a Wonder Twins movie? No, we're not going to see one now. It's funny because this comic shop did get this poster, and they later put up a picture of the tube it came in showing. It came from Warner Brothers in Burbank, like literally 5 minutes up the street from here. That it came from them, but look, is there a Wonder Twins movie coming in 2014 starring Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis? No, absolutely not. What is the most likely scenario here, and this could just be a gag. It could just be a gag by Warner Brothers. I think the most likely scenario, and others have shared this sentiment as well, is that, look, there was a supposed Aquaman movie before in the world of Entourage. We know Warner Brothers is putting out an Entourage movie. I've got a feeling this is all about some kind of viral campaign start for a Wonder Twins movie that is happening within the Entourage universe. I think in the Entourage movie, there's going to be something surrounding a Wonder Twins movie. Like I said, that could be way off base. This could just be a prank, but it does seem to make sense. Anyway, Dennis, how do you see this?
Form of toilet bowl water. Yeah, I actually didn't think of that. That's actually a pretty good theory. I actually thought it was going to be like some sort of animated thing, or maybe a parody short film that they were releasing. So I didn't think of that. That's actually a pretty good explanation for it. So yeah, there's not going to be a movie. No one's gonna go see it. Like, right. It doesn't matter. It's good as like maybe an internet gag or something like that. But yeah,
Funny or Die or something. Right?
Yeah.
Actually, I have that poster. Right? Someone gave it to me at Kamikaze.
What?
Yeah.
You have this poster?
Yeah.
Why didn't you show it to us?
Yeah, because I thought I had it at my office. I was like, oh, I'm just going to bring it and be like, you mean this? And it's like a small poster. It's not even an official full-size poster. And some guy walked over to my booth and was like, hey, have you heard of this? And I was like, yeah, nice gag. Because obviously we'd all know about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he was like, no, I know. We're just distributing these. We're sending them out. So it's like, I didn't possibly think that it would go this far. Like somebody, some nerd at Midtown Comics was like, oh my God, look, it's official. It's not. It's not happening. So it's like, hey, I'm going to put my poster up on eBay. You guys can all bid on it. So.
But you know, if the poster said 2016 on it, I bet a lot more people would go, whoa, wait a minute, what?
Or 2017 even.
It would still raise the question, why is Midtown Comics getting this poster before movie news outlets and stuff like that?
Right.
But if it did, but no, obviously there's no big DC Wonder Twins movie coming in 2014 called Wonder Twins.
I heard Cosmic Book News reported that this movie was happening as well, so I don't know.
Then it must be true. All right, what's next?
With all the talk about the upcoming Star Wars Episode 7, we've yet to see any images of progress on the movie until now. Woo. A new picture has surfaced of director JJ Abrams and producer Kathleen Kennedy in a busy workshop with a very familiar robot by their side. Dennis, does this picture confirm to you that R2-D2 will be in Star Wars Episode 7?
Does it confirm it? No. Is he going to be in it? Most likely. He's probably going to be in the next 3. I mean, C-3PO and R2-D2 are the only characters that have been, throughout, well, that and Anakin. And I think he'll be in there. I mean, JJ even had a little Easter egg of R2 in Star Trek. The rebooted
that's
one.
right, yeah.
So I don't think it's, I don't think this is a sign like, oh, they're going to have it, because they probably just have it there for fun. I mean, even like Chrisley was taking pictures of R2-D2 with R2-D2 at Kamikaze, you know?
Schnepp?
Well, I mean, but like Lucas, back when he talked about having 9 episodes and then quickly made it 6, and now it's obviously 9 again, he said that the R2-D2 and C-3PO will be the only thread through all of the movies. So he said that like 30, 40 years ago. So
He said a lot of things in his
No, I know,
though.
but like he's held true to it. Like C-3PO and R2-D2 were in the first 3,
Yep.
and I'm sure they're going to be in these next 3. I just felt bad for the other 2 guys in that photo, because it's like JJ Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy and R2-D2 and 2 humps.
And red shirt guy number 1 and red shirt guy number 2.
Yeah. Zanzibar or whatever that guy's
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to be in it. I'm just saying this picture doesn't confirm it. Doesn't say, okay, this means that R2 is in there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think if this is in like a Star Wars workshop, I think obviously you got an R2-D2 round. Yeah. So I'm going to agree with you that this does not confirm he's going to be in it. However, that being said, I will die of shock if Star Wars Episodes 7, 8, and 9 do not have C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know about Episodes 8 and 9. For all we know, we could see C-3PO get blown up, right, in Episode 7. But I have no doubt in my mind that we're absolutely going to see them there. But this picture, as cool as it is, and it is nice, as a Star Wars fan, I remember I felt the same way the first time I saw the first production picture of the first Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. It was like, now it felt real. And there's something very cool as a Star Wars fan seeing this picture. I was like, here they are actually at work on it. That's a pretty cool feeling for a guy like me, so I'm very excited about it.
You know what? One thing I'd like to add is I would hope that they release a painting or a production design, because back when they were doing the original Star Wars films, like Starlog and these other magazines, yes, there used to be magazines would come out with pictures, like pre-production pictures that Ralph McQuarrie had painted.
Right.
Like, here's a production painting. And as a kid, I would like take that and run with it and draw, and just my imagination would explode. So I would hope that they would do that for kids now. Like, hey, here's like a cool scene. We're not going to describe what it's about or anything, but here's a cool, something that's going to happen in the movie.
Right.
I think that's great for me as like, a nerd. I'm sure you guys like that stuff too. So.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we've reached that part of the show called Buy and Sell. Here's how this works. In front of her, Ashley's got a few other items in the world of movie news. She's going to run them down. Then Schnepp, Dennis, and I are simply going to say whether we buy it or sell it. So, Ashley, what do we got?
As we mentioned on the show the other day, the upcoming film 50 Shades of Grey is set to hit AMC theaters everywhere on Valentine's Day 2015. One of the major questions surrounding the film is, how dirty will the movie be?
Dirty!
Collider had a chance to sit down with the film's producer, Dana Brunetti, who said the following: "It'll be R, obviously it has to be R. This is just my opinion, and this doesn't mean that this is going to happen, but I always thought it'd be really cool if we released the R version, and then we had an NC-17 version that we released a few weeks later. So everybody could go and enjoy the R version, and then if they really wanted to see it again and get a little bit more gritty with it, then have that NC-17 version out there as well." Schnepp, buy or sell that we could get an NC-17 rated 50 Shades of Grey?
I'm going to buy it. I mean, the way the guy described it's a little weird. Get a little more gritty. It's just
filthy.
Yeah, I'd say filthy shades of gray. Filthy shades of gray. Yeah, I mean, I think this is that one film that could possibly push NC-17 into the multi-millions, Like, NC-17 is not a popular form of releases. In fact, it's the kiss of death. The stamp of no box office is basically what any film that's ever been given an NC-17, they fight to get it back to shave it down to an R. Because for whatever reasons, we have a slightly puritanical society when it comes to NC-17. So hopefully this will break down that door and let adults who want to get grittier or whatever, just see a little more sexier version of a film that's basically all about sex, you might want to try that one out. So I'll buy it.
Dennis?
I'm going to sell it. I think they're not going to have a theatrical release of an NC-17 version, but they'll have a Blu-ray or a DVD one so that people will buy. Maybe if they do a theatrical one, it will be 2 or 3 months later when the movie's like dying down, and then they're like, oh, now go see it again, but it has all this extra dirty stuff.
Yeah, I completely sell that we would see an NC-17 theatrically. Number one, it would never be the original release would never be NC-17 because the studios want.
Money.
Look, who are a lot of people reading these books? 16, 17-year-old girls, and you want to have the filthy stuff in there to appeal to the 16, 17-year-old boys, but they can't get into an NC-17, so you're not going to do that. And they're not going to do a second release 2 weeks later. Theaters will never go for it. It really wouldn't give you that much more of a bump and a push. And I don't think 50 Shades of Grey in and of itself is going to be popular enough to warrant something like that. I agree with Dennis. Most likely we'll get an NC-17 cut on a Blu-ray release, but before then, I just don't think we're going to see it. All right, what's next?
It looks like Comedy Central's Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele of Key & Peele are going to write and star in their own comedy for Universal Pictures, which will be developed and produced by none other than Judd Apatow himself. When asked why he would help develop a film for Key & Peele, Apatow said the following: "I love these guys because they are riotously, make you sick because you can't stop laughing funny. I think Key & Peele are capable of making the movie that America desperately needs right now." John, buy or sell Judd Apatow developing a movie with Key & Peele?
Absolutely buy. Key & Peele, they're on Comedy Central, so it's not, they don't have a massive audience right now. These guys are hilarious. They're really, really funny. I mean, and it's not just their Obama stuff that they do. Their stuff with real talk with your girlfriend stuff that they do is hilarious. Almost everything they put out is so original and so fresh and so cool. And I want to share a clip with you guys. I don't even know if Schnepp, you've ever seen this clip.
I realized I did see it.
Okay, so I want to share this clip with you. Though it was funny because me and some friends of mine, we would often joke about like football names today sometimes don't even sound like real names. They sound like a random collection of syllables that their moms put together for things like that. And then I'm watching Key & Peele one day, and they do this little skit. I'm just going to show you a segment of here. Take a look at this.
We are here. Let's meet the players from the East.
DeMarcus Williams, University
Okay, starts
of
off
Georgia.
normal.
TJ Jackson, Wayne State University.
Javarius Smith-King, Merrimack College.
Kyle Royal, Smoochie Wallace, University of Miami.
Desquarius Green Jr., University of Notre Dame.
Ibrahim Moises, University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Jack Marius Tack-Theratrix, Michigan State University.
The Isaiah T. Billings Claude, Coastal Carolina University.
The Jasper Probencrux III, South Carolina State University.
Lee Oz Maxwell Gilliam, East Carolina University.
Javaris and Lamar, University of Middle Tennessee.
Devoyne Showerhand, University of Southern Mississippi.
Hingle McCringleberry, Penn State University.
Le Carpetron Duke Marriott, Florida Atlantic University.
The Dinklage Morgoon, University of South Florida.
X-Miss Jackson Flaxen Waxen, California University of Pennsylvania.
California University of Pennsylvania. I mean, but if you've never seen these guys, I mean, their humor is always so on point and so on par. Teaming them up with a guy like teaming them up with a guy like Judd Apatow, very interesting mix. I wouldn't have pictured that, but I think it's brilliant and genius. So for me, this is a buy. Dennis?
Oh yeah, definite buy. I love Key & Peele. They're on Comedy Central, but they have a big internet following.
Yeah,
all their
that's
videos
true, yeah.
on YouTube just have like millions and millions of views, and their sketches are hilarious. I think it's a good pairing, you know? Apatow's kind of like a comedy star maker now.
Yeah, he really is.
And these guys are already stars, so I think he can take them to the next level. The one thing in his quote that I don't totally buy is them making a movie that America desperately needs.
Yeah, that seems a little.
I don't know if America
bit, yeah.
desperately needs it, but I definitely want to see
Unless that line in and of itself is supposed to be ironic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I totally buy it. Those guys are hilarious. In fact, most of the clips I've seen have just been on the internet because I haven't actually watched an actual episode of Key and Peele yet. Now I'm going to. But yeah, most of the clips like that one I've seen just on the internet. People have shared it with me. And I was like, hilarious. So I think it's a perfect mashup with those guys. So.
All right, what's next?
As we reported the other day, Fox Studios is looking to bring another Wolverine film to the big screen with the success of this summer's The Wolverine. The latest film made well over $400 million at the box office, and director James Mangold and star Hugh Jackman are in talks to return. Jackman was recently asked about where a new Wolverine film could go, which he said the following. I was on the phone with Jim Mangold last night. There are some really cool ideas that I'm dying to tell you, but that would be giving away a secret that is not even fully formed yet. Dennis, buy or sell that we'll actually see another Wolverine movie?
Oh, definitely buy it. I mean, all the stars are aligned. You had a movie that made money, that has a popular character, and now you have the director and, most importantly, Hugh Jackman wanting to come back and do it. So, yeah, we're going to see another one. I think it didn't make as much money as the last one, but I think it was hurt by the quality of the last one.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why, because I really liked this one, and I thought it was a very big improvement over the last one. So I hope that the same team comes back for it.
Yeah, I'm going to buy this too. And it's funny because, you know, a couple of months ago I was thinking, you know what? I'm wondering if X-Men Days of Future Past, we heard some comments from Hugh Jackman. I'm wondering if X-Men Days of Future Past will be the last time we see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He has served us well for like 15 years as the character, and he has to give up so much of his life doing nothing but working out to look like this, constantly on the phone with The Rock to say, what else do I got to do to make my calves bigger, you know? So, but, you know, it sounds like he's open to it. It sounds like he's excited about it. I'm sure that the new one making $400 million at the box office, which I know Fox was a little bit nervous about, because of the quality of the last one, which was not very good. But this one was a big improvement. You know, once again, I could have done without the last 20 minutes of the film, and they really botched that whole ninja fight scene. But other than that, I thought it was a really quality film. He's getting better and better and better as Wolverine. Yeah, so for me, overall, it's a buy. Schnepp?
I got to buy and sell it, because I buy that if Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine, I buy it. I just was like mixed on the Wolverine. I felt that ending really soured it for me, and it was very uneven. There were parts of the Wolverine that I really loved, and a lot that I didn't love. I mean, it was heads and tails above the Wolverine Origins movie, but still, this one was, you know, ultimately when I looked at this past summer and all the different superhero films, that one's like in the middle. Like, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. So to hear that same team is back, I'd rather see a different director go with Hugh Jackman, but once again, it's also the scripts. You know, there's a lot of script problems. That last half of the Wolverine movie just fell apart and became a different movie, a kind of a goofy movie. And so, you know, with that being said, I'll buy it, but, you know, I just want a better script.
All right. What's next?
Yesterday, the first trailers for the upcoming Darren Aronofsky biblical film, Noah, hit the web. The film stars Russell Crowe, Emma Watson, Jennifer Connelly, and Anthony Hopkins. Schnepp, buy or sell the new trailer for Noah?
I'll buy it. You know what? I mean, it's like I've been hearing so much back and forth about the test screenings on Noah and people just like saying it's horrible and like change this, change that. Heard about these like 15-foot giant angels. I'm like, I can't wait to see that. And I didn't see it in the trailer, but this trailer looked really cool. I mean, it had just, you know, trailers have that magical way of like if it's a good trailer, it'll make you want to go see this movie. Now I want to see it. Like, I was kind of on the fence about wanting to see Noah. I love Darren Aronofsky as a director. Russell Crowe's an amazing actor. Just the whole idea of like, really? Noah? Noah's Ark? Really? Are you making a movie about like a bunch of animals getting in an ark? Are you serious? And then I watched this, I was like, I guess I'll go see it. So,
Dennis?
I buy it. I think that I wasn't blown away by it, but I think it looks good enough. I was expecting kind of, because I heard it was supposed to be more sci-fi and supernatural, and I saw a little bit of that element in it, but I didn't see as much as I thought I was. Yeah, I love Aronofsky. I loved The Wrestler, Black Swan. I even liked The Fountain. So I'm already pre-sold on it. So I'm hoping the next trailer, though, will blow me away.
I'm gonna buy it too. Surprisingly enough, the one thing that jumps out to me most about this trailer is I didn't have to read the credits and I didn't have to know this in advance. If I never knew anything about Noah and just saw this trailer, I would go, this is clearly a Darren Aronofsky film.
Right.
It instantly feels like a Darren Aronofsky film. And you're right, the trailer really sold me. Because I'll be honest with you, I have my worries about this film. both from a fan perspective and a business perspective. From a fan perspective, you know, you always know whenever you get something that's like biblical or anything that's quote unquote faith-based, you're going to get a bunch of people that are going to be pro no matter what because it's faith-based. You're going to get a whole lot of people that are going to be, you know, the anti-religious bias because it's faith-based, and then you're going to get people in the middle. But then when we did that report a few weeks ago that really made me worried was they reportedly did 3 test screenings of the film in 3 different cities. One for a predominantly Jewish audience, one for a predominantly Christian audience, and one for a general audience. And in one unified voice, they all said, we don't like it. So it's like, that was a big worry for me. Yeah. Do they do some changes? Do they tweak it up? I mean, that's why you do the test screenings, right? So let's see what they come up with. But I got to tell you, then I sat down and watched the trailer. I'm like, this is a good trailer, so I'm going to buy the trailer. All right, what's next?
Night at the Museum and Real Steel director Shawn Levy has agreed to helm the upcoming Fox film The City That Sailed, which will star Will Smith. The movie centers on a father and daughter on the island of Manhattan as it breaks loose and sails across the Atlantic Ocean. John, buy or sell Levy and Smith working together on The City That Sailed?
I'm going to buy this. This actually sounds really cool. And you know what? I became a Levy fan after Real Steel. I mean, I was lukewarm on him, and I loved Real Steel. I love what he did with that. Will Smith, you know, I always like Will Smith in movies. You know, I'm not a big fan of some of the attitude that he's shown off screen lately, but huge fan of him in movies. Here's the one thing I'm worried about. The movie is said to be about Will Smith and his daughter on the island of Manhattan. I'm going to be really turned off if we find out that the daughter is going to be played by his daughter. If it is, that's really going to turn me off. It shouldn't. I'm going to admit that right now. It should have no effect whatsoever. I'm just saying it is, and maybe that's wrong, but I'm just being honest with you. But if I hear that it's that, that's going to really turn me off. But on the surface, I give this a buy. Dennis?
Yeah, I buy it as well. I like Will Smith. I'll forgive him for After Earth. I, like you, would be turned off. Because at first I wasn't thinking of his daughter, because I forgot about his daughter, but I thought, if they change the story,
okay, sorry.
If they change the daughter, I thought, oh, if they change the daughter into his son and they cast his son in it,
then I'd be really turned off.
Then I'm totally selling. Yeah, I like Shawn Levy. He did Real Steel. He also did, I think, Date Night as well. And
did he direct Date Night?
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
He also did The Internship, so that's, you know, not a good one there. But I think he's a capable director, so I'm actually looking forward to it.
Schnapp?
I'm going to sell it just based on the idea. To me, Manhattan floating off into the ocean just sounds so stupid. I can think of like 400 other ideas that would just beat it straight up. Email me. I'll give you all 400 of them. I'll just off the top of my head. I can destroy that movie. Like, here we're on an island, Manhattan breaking off, stupid, just right away. Why? How is it floating? Is there something underneath? Whales. You know, it's just dumb. So forget it. I sell it.
All right, folks, listen, before we get into mailbag, I want to remind you that the new film, Best Man's Holiday, is in AMC theaters now. As a matter of fact, you can head on over to www.amctheaters.com for your theater, showtime, and movie ticket information. Recently, our very own Kristen Lee Kennedy had a chance to go and sit down with the cast of the film. We want to share one of her discussions with you right now, so here, check this out.
Thank you for 14 years of me patiently waiting to see all my friends get back together.
Thank you for your patience.
You are my...
Hopefully it was well worth the wait, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was beyond well worth the wait. You guys are my favorite love triangle.
Nice.
I like that they put you in the middle.
Hey.
Yeah. Tay Diggs Manwich today.
It is. Show me love. Show me love. You come back this time, and you're still dealing with all kinds of fallouts.
I am. I've matured a bit in that, you know, I'm committed, and I know where my heart is, and I have no question that I'm with Robin. We're starting a family. But, you know, Harper's come to a point in his career where things aren't working out as he kind of envisioned, and it forces him to kind of, you know, put, you know, some friendships, you know, in jeopardy. Yeah, making the same mistakes.
Haven't quite
Some
learned
people
yet.
never learn. Yeah.
And Robin is still always his glass half full.
Oh, yes, that's so true. To his glass
rock.
half empty, yes. She is that support. She loves her man, and she doesn't want to see him. She's used to it now. I think she's a little more grounded. And, you know, she has to be. Did you just hear what he said? she has to be a little more selfish in this because she has this. It's kind of amazing that she's pregnant. She's still kind of taking care of it.
Mm-hmm.
That never ends in a relationship.
I know, right?
The woman is always there to
Thank
take
you, woman.
care of the man.
I mean, speaking
thank
of
you.
women taken care of, you grew so much in this film.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite, because I was the Jordan in the first film. So
Yes.
this was good for me, because I have hope.
Yes. Yes, you
Yes,
have to find that
absolutely.
balance, because the one thing is one day you look up and you're like, oh my gosh, I've accomplished everything that I want, but what about the other part? And it's not for everyone. Some women don't want it. And I think if it hasn't happened when you want it to happen, you have to actually make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just it. You choose it and you make it happen.
Well,
You
thank
gonna
you
be
guys
just
so
fine.
much.
Yes, you are.
We all will.
Right.
Thank you guys so much. We can't wait to have it on AMC screens.
Yay!
Don't forget, it's playing in AMC theaters right now. Head on over to www.amctheaters.com for all your theater showtime and movie ticket information. Well, we've reached that part of the show called Mailbag. Listen, if you've got a topic or a question you would like us to address on the air, you can email us anytime at amcmovietalk@gmail.com. Now, every day we take a little bit of time to answer some of your questions. We got one pulled out today. So, Ashley, what's in the mailbag?
Kakaby Floyd writes, "Hey AMC, digging the new studio. Since we're a week away from the opening of the Hunger Games Catching Fire, and I was wondering how much money you guys think it would make at the box office."
I remember having a really good debate at the beginning of this year about what's going to be the #1 box office movie in 2013. And the two films that it really came down to was Iron Man 3 and Hunger Games Catching Fire. I made the argument that Iron Man 3 would end up being the #1 film of the year at the box office. The person I was debating against said Catching Fire. I may lose this bet. There's a lot of buzz behind this film. It's really anticipated. People are looking forward to it. I am still going... I'm going to stick with Iron Man 3, though. I think this will be the #2 box office movie of the year. I think this movie is going to do huge business. Huge. I still don't think it's going to catch Iron Man 3, though. Iron Man 3 made a silly amount of money. And I don't think it's going to get into that territory. But trust me, if they fall just short of Iron Man 3, the good folks at Lionsgate ain't going to be crying any tears, because that's going to be a lot of cash rolling in. And Schnepp, how do you see this? Am I wrong?
I think it's probably going to be the biggest box office failure of the year.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! Yeah, I'm like, what?
Try to say it extra serious. It's really going to fall really flat, guys. No, yeah, I agree with you. It's going to blow out. I mean, didn't Iron Man 3 make like $1 billion?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, yeah, if any movie's going to make it another billion, it's this movie. I mean, it's got a rabid fan base. I even liked it, and I was like, I didn't read the books. Yeah, I was like, I can't wait to see the sequel. So. Yeah, I think it's going to make so much money. I don't know if it's going to beat Iron Man 3, but it's going to beat every other film this year. I hope it's just as good as the first one. So I really thought the first one was really fun. So.
Yeah. Dennis?
Yeah, I think it's going to get close. I think the thing about Hunger Games is that it's not like where Twilight was only hitting that female demographic.
Right.
You have males that want to see Hunger Games as well. And I like the first one. And I mean, I was a little worried about a new director taking it, but from what I've heard of people that have seen it, I heard good things. So I think it's going to maybe fall a little bit short of Iron Man 3.
Right. I mean, the one thing this is going for, keep this in mind, Twilight made an awful lot of money as a very popular book series, right? But not everybody liked the first movie, and yet the movies continually made more and more money. Now you've got another franchise very popular, but people, generally speaking, did like the first one I liked it a lot. And so I think you're going to see something ridiculous happen, I'm sure. And, you know, I remember very, very clearly when Hunger Games made that transition from just being a female, because there was a time when it was just mostly girls reading it. I remember watching SportsCenter one night, and they showed pre-game. There was a Miami Heat, I think against Los Angeles Laker game coming up, and they showed LeBron James in the locker room about 10 minutes before the game reading Catching Fire. And after that, it kind of became cool for guys to read the Hunger Games series. And you're right. Now it's not just, I think it's primarily a female audience, but it's got far more of a male demographic than, say, like a Twilight series did. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to be surprised if I get this one wrong. All right, folks, well, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us today here on AMC Movie Talk. Don't forget, we do this show every day, Monday through Friday, bringing you all the latest movie news. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can, of course, keep up to date on everything going on in the world of movie news and our daily AMC Movie Talk show and our weekend AMC Mailbag show. And listen, don't forget, if you want an audio-only version of this episode, look in the description of this video and you'll find links to our Stitcher Radio and our iTunes podcasts. I want to thank, as always, sitting to my immediate right, the production manager of AMC Movie News, Mr. Dennis Zen. Dennis, where can people find you online?
You can hit me up on Twitter at ThinkHero and on YouTube, ThinkHero Pro.
Sitting beside him, I guess, I'm not just writer-director, now movie commentator for AMC Movie News, Mr. John Schnepp. Schnepp, where can people find you online?
At Twitter and Instagram at John Schnepp. Check out my Kickstarter for Unicron, the Unicorn Barbarian. Pitch in, help me make this weird cartoon. And I'm probably going to go see Krish 3 at AMC this weekend. It's a strange Bollywood superhero movie. And I just saw the trailer.
I saw the trailer.
And I was like, wow, I can't wait to see that. And then I went and saw a movie yesterday at AMC, and it's playing there. The Krish 3 is playing. I was like, I can't believe it's out. And I'm excited. So I'm going to go see Krish 3.
And, of course, our lovely host today, Miss Ashley Mova. Ashley, are you on Twitter yet?
Yes, I actually got some energy and reactivated my Twitter. I thought it was about time. You guys can catch me at Ashley Mova on Twitter.
And you can find me on the various social media channels, just at John Campia. Thanks so much for joining us today, folks. Don't forget, the most important part of our show is absolutely not what we have to say, it's what you have to say. Make sure you jump on down to the comments section, leave your thoughts on any or all the topics we discussed here today. Keep it respectful, because all film is subjective. That's the best part about being a film fan. So thanks a lot for joining us. My name is John Campia for AMC Movie News, and until Monday, bye-bye.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.